Monsieur le Président du Conseil du...
The President of the Trade and Development Board, Ambassador Triyono Wibowo, Madam Vice President of the Swiss Confederation, Madam Simonetta Sommaruga, Mr. President of the 13th United Nations Conference on Trade and Development, and Minister of Culture, Art and Heritage of Qatar, Mr. Hamad bin Abdulaziz Al-Kawari, Mr. Secretary General of UNCTAD, Mr. Bukisa Kitui, Honorable Ministers, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, dear friends. Thank you for your invitation and welcome. Today is an important step, not just for the United Nations Conference on Trade and Development, but it is a major event in the life of the whole United Nations family. We are met here in order to celebrate a date 50 years ago, which marked an important day in the life of the United Nations in the area of development. With the creation of UNCTAD, all the members of the United Nations organization explicitly adopted a development perspective marked by openness and geared to the future. The world is divided between North and South, East and West, and yet the nations came together and agreed that they needed to respond to the aspirations of the developing countries, many of whom at that time had just become independent. At the first ministerial conference in UNCTAD, the ambition to create an international system to cooperate for greater development and more effective growth in order to overcome divisions in the world between areas of poverty and areas of abundance, and to ensure prosperity for all. State members, by highlighting the interdependence of all the parts of the world, established a vital link between development and peace.
Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, I have just come from Bolivia, where I joined heads of state in marking the 50th anniversary of the G77 and China, which itself was established at the first meeting of UNCTAD. Over the past half century, the entire United Nations family has strengthened its commitment to fair and inclusive socio-economic development. We have worked to reduce poverty and spread prosperity in recent years by adopting the landmark Millennium Development Declaration and implementing Millennium Development Goals. 50 years later, our world is very different. The divisions between North and South, East and West have blurred. Some developing countries have emerged to become economic powerhouses and global players. Hundreds of millions have been lifted out of extreme poverty. There has been progress along a range of socio-economic fronts, but there is much work ahead. This birthday comes when we in the international community are facing a turning point in the drive for sustainable development. We have little over 500 days left until the deadline for achieving the MDGs. We need to speed up our efforts and build on the achievement. At the same time, our member states are on the cusp of shaping a far-reaching development agenda for the period after 2015. This development agenda must be bold and ambitious. We need to chart a path for economic development that is inclusive and environmentally sustainable. We must look for transformative solutions that expand the boundaries of opportunity for people while respecting the boundaries of our planet. There is a growing understanding that climate change is not just a threat, but also an opportunity to reorient our economies for the better. This is one of the reasons I will convene a climate summit in September to bring together global leaders and catalyze action. We must intensify our fight against poverty. We must tackle social deprivation and expand access to crucial services. We must empower women and girls and offer a better future to young people. We need to pursue this transformative agenda in an increasingly interconnected world. Problems and challenges cross borders and policy disciplines with a tremendous speed and ease. We face the threat of environmental degradation. We also face dangers from conflict, food and energy crisis, and deadly diseases. As it has for 50 years, UNCTAD will continue to play an important role. You have faced the challenges linked to the big changes in international trade and economic relations over the past 5 decades. Your focus has widened from the trade issues that were of main concern of developing countries in 1964 to embrace a bigger and more complex set of questions. Your work has evolved from North-South relations and problems to today's greater emphasis on interdependence between countries and between economic sectors. In the process, the contribution of UNCTAD to the United Nations development work has been and continues to be crucial. Our task today is, in some senses, more difficult than it was 50 years ago. But if the issues are more complex, the opportunities for common progress are more compelling. If we are to succeed in our quest for sustainable development, we will have to strengthen multilateral cooperation and global partnerships. In preparations for post-2015, we in the United Nations system are working on making ourselves fit for purpose. As an anchor in the United Nations development pillar, UNCTAD has a vital role to play in helping to deliver the post-2015 agenda. As we celebrate today, let us resolve to deepen our work together for sustainable development and the life of dignity for all. For that, we will need a strong UN and a strong UNCTAD. Thank you for your commitment to building ever stronger institutions to help us build a better world for all. Thank you very much.